ChatGPT is a buzzword that is coming out from everyone's mouth these days. The interest in artificial intelligence has skyrocketed as a result of this groundbreaking chatbot. However, tracing the history of AI, we find that it went through a roller coaster ride. Welcome to another episode of Cream Rises Up. In this video, I will touch upon the key moments in history that played a significant role for the inception and growth of AI. Stay tuned. Artificial intelligence is not a modern concept, contrary to popular belief. We find bits of information in early Greek concerning robots. One can argue that AI found its roots from Aristotle's syllogism, which is inferencing from logical constructions. Euclid's mathematical innovations also played a major role in constructing advanced AI platforms. The Euclidean algorithm has been serving as a foundation of machine learning and artificial intelligence. It is used to program machines to perform specific tasks more effectively and efficiently than humans. Greek is not the only civilization to dabble with AI. Ancient Chinese and Egyptians also taught to build automatons. It is, however, only in the year 1950 we can pinpoint the foundation laid for modern AI. It's not a stretch to say Alan Turing's 1950 paper called Computing Machinery and Intelligence led to a major revolution in computing and the field of machine learning. The English mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing will forever be remembered to kickstart the field of AI in modern times. He profoundly influenced many AI researchers throughout the past decades. For instance, Demis Hassabis, co-founder of DeepMind, the British AI research laboratory, recently revealed to Lex Fridman that Alan Turing is one of his all-time heroes because of the lasting contribution he made to AI. The Turing test introduced in the paper was the first major attempt to test whether a computer can be said to possess AI capabilities that can mimic human responses under specific conditions. A computer is tested to possess artificial intelligence by using all the three terminals defined in the Turing test. During the test, one of the humans acts as questionnaire while the other human and computer act as a respondent. The human acting as a questionnaire tests the respondents within a specific area. Despite facing some criticism because of its narrow scope and the questioning methods, the Turing test has proven not only to be relevant but also widely used even to this day. Marvin Minsky, Nathaniel Rochester, Claude Shannon, and John McCarthy proposed a summer workshop on AI in 1955. Later, during the summer of 1956, the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence was held and hosted by these four men. There were also several important participants at the workshop. This marks the beginning of AI as a field and the most important single event in AI history. Of the protagonists mentioned above, John McCarthy holds a special place when it comes to the birth and growth of modern AI. He was the one who coined the term artificial intelligence for the first time and invented the Lisp programming language, which was used extensively in the early days of AI. At the conference, Alan Newell and Herbert Simon revealed logic theories, the first program specifically intended to mimic the problem-solving skills of a human being, and is called the first artificial intelligence program. This breakthrough and others created a massive optimism towards AI during the late 1950s and beyond. The years following the Dartmouth workshop showed so much promise. Computers were solving algebra problems, proving geometric theorems, and learning to talk English. These problem-solving capabilities were unthinkable before the 1960s. Many academic institutions expressed their optimism that a machine which is fully capable, that can rival humans, if not better than, would be developed within less than 20 years. Amongst the many events that occurred during this period concerning AI, the involvement of DARPA or Defense Advanced Research Project Project Agency takes a center stage. Originally known as Advanced Research Project Agency or ARPA, is a research and development agency of the United States Department of Defense, responsible for the development of emerging technologies for the purpose of military use. Over its 60 years history, DARPA has played a leading role in the creation and advancement of AI technologies that have produced major capabilities for the Department of Defense. Starting in the 1960s, DARPA research shaped the first wave of AI technologies, which focused on handicrafted knowledge or rule-based systems capable of narrowly defined tasks. While a critical step forward for the field, these systems were fragile and limited. Despite the sense of excitement and breakthrough for AI during the 60s to the early 70s, the momentum was slowed down a bit in the years that followed. In the 1970s, the optimism in AI research from the previous 2 decades began to fade away. Funding was held back as big promises were dragged to the ground because of many real-world issues facing AI research. The main problem hindering the progress of AI during this period was the limitation in computational power. The very slow memory and processor speed were major hindrances. On top of that, operating systems of this era were very immature to handle complex tasks. The 70s is also plagued with interdisciplinary disagreements amongst AI researchers. Marvin Minsky and Simon Papert 1969 book Perceptrons criticized the field of neural networks so thoroughly that very little research conducted in the field until the 1980s. Despite these setbacks, there were some promising development in late 1970s, such as the interest in common sense reasoning and logic programming started to take place. In the 1980s, the interest in AI went on an upward trajectory again. Expert systems, a form of AI program, were adopted by businesses around the world, and knowledge became the focus of mainline AI research. They were mainly designed to solve complex problems by reasoning through bodies of knowledge, represented mainly as if-then rules rather than thorough conventional procedural code. We have also witnessed a major breakthrough in the field of deep learning, where almost all modern neural network and machine learning programs are based on. In 1986, Geoffrey Hinton at the University of Toronto, along with colleagues David Rumelhart and Ronald Williams, rectified the multi-layer neural network training problem with the publication of a now famous backpropagation training algorithm. All these events triggered the desire on many private as well as government organizations to pursue AI research. In any industry, boom and bust cycle is inevitable, and AI is no exception. From 1987 up until the late 2011, AI went through a lot of ups and downs. Let's start with the positives. The 1988 book called Probabilistic Reasoning in Intelligence Systems by Judea Pearl played a key role in advancing the cause for AI. This book provides a coherent explanation on how to deduce conclusions from uncertain clues and incomplete information. AI is not the only discipline that has benefited from this book. Areas include cognitive psychology, statistics, logic, management science, almost any tasks that requires a conclusion to be drawn from uncertain information, massively indebted to Judea Pearl's work. The other crucial work that is manifested in early 90s was related to computer vision and image processing. Convolutional neural networks are the most important artificial neural network architectures today for almost any image processing AI tasks. The 1999 paper called Gradient-Based Learning Applied to Document Recognition by Yann LeCun was a groundbreaking work for the neural networking field that employs backpropagation technique. This work is regarded by many as the most popular paper for the whole field of AI in the 90s and cited by 34,378 papers. Besides academic institutions and AI researchers, governments also drawn with the promise of AI in the 90s. One notable example is the Japanese government's push towards modernizing AI applications. The 5th generation computer project was an attempt by the Asian giant to create computers using massively parallel computing and logic programming. It was intended to create an enormous machine with supercomputer-like performance and to provide a platform for future developments in artificial intelligence. It was ahead of its time and massively contributed to different AI platforms. Just before the beginning of the millennium, there was an incident that could be considered as an icing on the cake for the whole expert system and AI field. On May 11, 1997, chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov resigned after 19 moves in a game against Deep Blue, a chess-playing computer developed by scientists at IBM. Deep Blue was a chess-playing expert system run on a unique purpose-built IBM supercomputer. It was the first computer to win a game and the first to win a match against a reigning world champion under regular time controls. It's not all roses for the prospects of AI during these times, however. Especially in late 80s and in the early 90s, AI followed the classic pattern of economic bubble. Hundreds of companies failed and many investors refused to invest in them. Many believed that AI was not viable yet. Despite the pessimism, however, research has continued behind the scenes. From 1987 up until the late 2011, AI is being utilized effectively throughout the technology sector, albeit somewhat quietly. Some of it was the result of improved computing capability, while some came about through focusing on specific isolated issues and striving to achieve the highest levels of scientific feat. Despite its seemingly inconsistent growth pattern, the wide adoption of cloud-based systems and social media platforms pushed AI into a new dawn. Big data and chatbots are two technologies that have been increasingly used together in recent years. Chatbots are computer programs that use artificial intelligence to simulate human conversation, while big data refers to large amounts of data that can be analyzed to reveal patterns and trends. Chatbots have been around for a while now. The first chatbot ever developed by an MIT professor, Joseph Weizenbaum, in the 1960s, and it was called Eliza. Even though Eliza took the honor for becoming the first ever chatbot way back in 1966, it wasn't until the early 2010s we first witnessed a capable chatbot that can serve millions. Apple's virtual assistant Siri, released to the public in February 2010, can be said to be the first chatbot which can serve millions of users. Later, we saw Amazon release the Alexa digital assistant in late 2014, and Google also joined the pack by introducing its hugely successful Google Assistant to billions of Android devices across the globe. But all this progress in the field of big data and natural language processing are just forerunners for what has just transpired lately and took the world by a storm. Enter generative AI and ChatGPT. Plenty is already being said about generative AI and ChatGPT, but in a nutshell, generative AI is a field of artificial intelligence which is capable of generating text and media contents in response of a prompt. ChatGPT is a type of generative AI which is trending extensively in recent months. It is based on GPT 3.5 and GPT-4 large language models. It seems AI has entered in a new age with the emergence of these highly sophisticated chatbots. It is also apparent for many that the dreams laid down by the founders way back in 1950 are slowly becoming a reality with the advent of thinking machines and AI assistant programs. Without a doubt, AI assistance platforms will dominate the headlines for the foreseeable future. There is no denying that ChatGPT-like platforms will inundate us with promises to enhance our day-to-day lives. One could imagine interacting with an expert system in a fluid conversation, or having a conversation in two different languages being translated in real time. The medium to long-term goal of AI research is general intelligence, which is a machine that surpasses human cognitive abilities in all tasks. For many, this development is exciting as well as frightening at the same time. So, where do you think AI is heading in the next 10 to 20 years? Do you think that we will witness the reincarnation of HAL 9000 or other sentient AI-driven machines as we have witnessed in movies of the past? Give us your opinions on the prospect of AI and how it will shape humanity in the near future. Thanks for watching.